These London patterns are seen on the 15-minute time frame. So these are just in time estimates because books will give you different times, but they will be almost close to what I am referring to. You get the point now. So now, where the reason why we say this is type 1, I said to you that we are saying it broke above or below the Asian session. Remember, we said the Asian session is the movement from here up to there. Then maybe the London session from here up to somewhere there. Then the New York from here up to somewhere there. That's exactly what we meant. So that's what we basically mean when we say that the dealer is moving. Uh, the dealer is moving away from the Asian box, breaking the low or breaking the high of the Asian box. That's what we call a type 1. So a type 2 now on the 15 minutes time frame, we are saying that the dealer maintains the high or the low. So in this case, the dealer is going to maintain the high and quickly go down. Or if he's going up, he's going to maintain the low and quickly go up. That is what we call a type 2. If it's a type 3, we are saying the dealer is going to respect the high or low. In other words, we are simply saying he's not going to even maintain, he's just going to form maybe in the middle and go down. Same thing here, it's going to form in the middle and go up. We're going to go to the charts and then I show you what exactly I mean by that. So this is a type 3, this is a type 2, and this is a type 1. So that's basically it about London patterns. Okay. So maybe I'll just go to the charts and quickly check if there's anything that you might need to see. Okay. If you look at this right here, this blue box right here is the Asian session. You can see for yourself that the market started by pushing up all the way. That is what we call a type 3 now. It's only that this didn't form a setup the way we would have anticipated, maybe to say it's gonna come here and drop a setup like this and then go up. It didn't do that, but basically we are saying that's more like a type 3 of a setup whereby we respect the law of the Asian. This one right here came down, and so it broke the low of the Asian, came down, formed a W there, and then went up. So that's what we mean when we say it's a type 1 of a London pattern. So you'll find that in general, there will never be a day whereby there is no pair that does not have a London pattern. It's practically impossible. Let me show you this. I've seen something here. Okay. You can see this right here. This is what we call a type 2. This blue box is our Asian session, right? This blue box shows us the beginning of the London session. This is what we call a market gap. I know I didn't explain this. The red box right here is what we call the Asian box. So this right here is also a market gap in the beginning of this blue one in the beginning of the Asian session. So you can see for yourself that the dealer maintained the high of the Asian session. That is what we call by a type 2. We maintained the high of the Asian session and went down. Look at what happened the following day. We broke outside, went and created the low, and then went up. So we are simply trying to say we formed a type 1 right here, and we formed a type 2 right there. All right, now we're going to come to entries. I'm simply trying to show you different pairs and clear examples of what what I'm actually talking about, okay? Let's check this one and see if we can see something here. You can see right here, the type 2, right there, the type 1 of a London pattern. So I'm checking all this from a 15 minutes time frame because that's exactly where we check London patterns on a 15 minutes time frame. Okay. You can see this right here. They maintained the low of the Asian session. This is a type 2. You can see they kept on maintaining the low of the Asian session. That's a type 2 right there. Okay, let's see what we have on GBP USD. Okay, that's a type 2 for me as well, but this is a type 1. This is where my Asian session high ends, and the dealer broke above the Asian high, formed an M, and then went down. So for me, that's a type 1. This for me is a type 3. Okay, this for me is a type 2 because it's more or less like they were maintaining the same high. These are just spikes above the high of the Asian, but almost all the candles, they closed in the same high of the Asian session. Okay, so that's generally it. I'm not looking at the direction of the market. I'm simply picking out different. I'm simply picking out different types of London patterns that were forming in the market. This for me is a type 1 because there are candles that closed above the Asian session. That for me is type 2. That for me is also type 2. So that is it in general in terms of London patterns. Now, is there any question in regards to London patterns before I proceed to entries? Then after I talk about entries, we can then discuss a few maybe two pairs. Now focusing on the London patterns and the entries of the incidents that happened today in the market. We'll just pick a few that happened today in the market and try to look at where we could have possible taken our entries. All right. So is there anything in regards to London patterns, anything that you need to understand regarding to London patterns? If you have a question, you can, sorry, if you have a question, you can type on the chat page. We have a chat page where you can type a question. Okay. Okay, someone is saying, you said you did not look at the market direction and then picked London patterns. Are they not dependent on the market direction? Okay. Okay, that's a very, very good question. That's a very, very good question. Thank you for that question. I'm going to address it. I'm going to address that question. Okay. All right. Right. This is what I want to say. Remember, our market maker's cycle is like this. Oh, sorry.